In Module 2, we've learned why clustered computing can be cost-effective. Scaling your cluster up and down increases cost-effectiveness and allows your application to grow over time if needed. In this chapter, we will look at how you can scale your Service Fabric cluster. Growing or shrinking the amount of servers that define the cluster lets you deal with changes in workload. There are some restrictions that apply. Earlier in this module, you learned that one of the platform services of Service Fabric is a distributed data store. Data stored on one node is replicated to a quorum or majority of secondary nodes. This means that in order to work properly, you will need to have multiple healthy nodes in your cluster. The precise amount depends on the desired reliability of your services. In Azure, Service Fabric can scale up to 100 nodes in each scale set. One cluster can have multiple scale sets. Whether or not Service Fabric can automatically deal with infrastructural changes depends on the cluster's configured durability level. The durability level indicates the level of privileges Service Fabric has to influence Azure infrastructural operations and the underlying VMs of a cluster. 3 durability levels exist: Gold, Silver and Bronze. Level Gold means that Service Fabric can postpone changes on VMs for 120 minutes per upgrade domain. Durability level Silver means that Service Fabric can postpone changes for 30 minutes per upgrade domain. At this time, this level cannot be configured yet. Using the level Silver or Gold will enable you to make infrastructural changes one upgrade domain at a time. Finally, there's level Bronze. Bronze means that Service Fabric has no privileges to influence changes to the scale set. This is the default value. Changes to the scale set will be applied to all instances simultaneously. The capacity of your Azure cluster can be extended by simply increasing the VM scale set capacity. Changing the SKU or size of the VM influences all cluster nodes. Whether or not you can do this depends on the configured durability level. When using Silver or Gold, Service Fabric upgrades your cluster without downtime. When using level Bronze, you will have some downtime because all VMs are upgraded simultaneously. Scaling up a standalone cluster must be done by using PowerShell scripts. Running the script add node.ps1 on a prepared server will add it to an existing cluster. You can learn more about creating standalone clusters in Chapter 2 of this module. While adding nodes to a cluster is a matter of increasing the scale set capacity, removing them can be more complicated. Removing nodes from a cluster has implications to the distributed data store that holds reliable collections of your services. Decreasing the instance count of your VM scale set results in the removal of cluster nodes. The impact of this depends on the durability level. If you're using the Bronze durability level, you must notify Service Fabric beforehand about your intention to remove a node. This instructs Service Fabric to move services and data away from the node. In other words, drain the node. Next, you need to remove the node from the cluster. To do this, you must run a PowerShell script called disable Service Fabric node for each node you want to remove, and then wait for Service Fabric to complete the operation. Removing nodes from a standalone cluster is somewhat different from the process in Azure clusters. Instead of executing disable Service Fabric node, you use the script remove node.ps1, which is part of the Service Fabric standalone package. You must run this script on every server you want to remove. If you don't properly remove the node from the cluster, Service Fabric will assume that the nodes have simply failed and will return later, so it reports them as having status down.